In the heart of ancient Rome, on April 26th, 121 AD, a boy was born who would one day rise to become not just an emperor, but a philosopher whose words still resonate today. His name was Marcus Aurelius. Known as one of the 5 good emperors, Marcus wasn't just a ruler, he was a thinker, a warrior, a father, and above all, a devoted student of Stoic philosophy. His life and teachings provide us a window into the mind of one of history's most remarkable figures. Marcus's early life was one of privilege, but it was far from typical. At the age of just 17, he was adopted by Emperor Antoninus Pius, the current ruler of Rome. This adoption was no ordinary affair. It was a sign of things to come, marking Marcus as the heir to the throne. Raised in the imperial household, Marcus was surrounded by the finest teachers and scholars of his day. But while many young noblemen might have been tempted by luxury and power, Marcus was different. From a young age, he developed a fascination with philosophy, especially the teachings of Stoicism. Stoicism, founded by Zeno of Citium centuries earlier, teaches that we should focus on what is within our control and accept what is outside of it. It emphasizes virtue, self-discipline, and the importance of maintaining calm in the face of adversity. These were lessons that Marcus Aurelius would carry with him for the rest of his life. By the time Marcus became emperor in 161 AD, the Roman Empire was at the height of its power. Yet, as with all great empires, it was not without its challenges. During his reign, Marcus faced numerous hardships. Constant wars on the empire's borders, a devastating plague that swept through the land, and internal revolts that threatened Rome's stability. But despite these challenges, Marcus never wavered in his duty. He ruled with a steady hand, guided by his belief in justice, wisdom, and the Stoic principle of doing one's duty for the common good. One of the greatest legacies Marcus Aurelius left behind is his personal journal, known to us today as Meditations. Written during his military campaigns, often in the cold and difficult conditions of the battlefield, these writings were not meant for public consumption. Instead, they were a private guide for himself, notes on how to live a virtuous life amidst the turmoil and pressures of leading an empire. Meditations is filled with reflections on duty, the impermanence of life, and the need to cultivate inner peace. Marcus constantly reminded himself to remain grounded and to avoid the trappings of power, wealth, and fame. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For Marcus, true strength came not from military might or political influence, but from the ability to control one's reactions to external events. He believed that life is unpredictable, full of both triumphs and setbacks, but it is how we respond to these challenges that defines us. Despite his status as emperor, Marcus Aurelius often viewed himself as a simple man, subject to the same human frailties as everyone else. He reflected deeply on the fleeting nature of life, often reminding himself that death was inevitable and that what truly mattered was how one lived. In Meditations, he wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." This idea of embracing life fully while also accepting its transient nature was at the heart of his Stoic philosophy. His reign, however, was marked by some of the most challenging times in Roman history. The Antonine Plague, which swept through the empire, decimated populations and weakened the state. At the same time, Germanic tribes from the north and Parthian forces from the east constantly tested the strength of Rome's borders. Through it all, Marcus led with resilience, always mindful of his Stoic principles. He believed that, as emperor, it was his duty to serve the people and the state, not himself. Marcus Aurelius' personal life was also filled with both joy and sorrow. He was a devoted husband to his wife, Faustina, and together they had numerous children. However, like many parents in ancient times, Marcus faced the grief of losing many of his children at a young age. These personal tragedies weighed heavily on him, but they also reinforced his Stoic beliefs. In meditations, he often reminded himself that death was a natural part of life, writing, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." As his health began to decline in the late 1700s AD, Marcus knew his time was nearing an end. In March of 180 AD, while on a military campaign, Marcus Aurelius passed away, leaving behind a legacy as one of Rome's most respected and wise emperors. His death marked the end of the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that had lasted for over 200 years. Yet, Marcus Aurelius's true legacy is not just as a ruler or a military leader, but as a philosopher-king. His teachings on Stoicism have transcended time and place, continuing to inspire millions to this day. In an age of uncertainty, his wisdom provides a beacon of clarity. His life reminds us that, even in the face of great adversity, it is possible to live with virtue, purpose, and inner peace. In the words of Marcus Aurelius himself, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts.